I would like to thank the official sponsor for this video today, who is Ellis Meyer, who gave me this candy cane. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Harry Phillips here, and I wanted to talk to you today about something that's probably been on everyone's mind. It's definitely been on my mind recently, and that's the new year 2020, a new year, a new decade, and something that we do a lot around this time of year, but often don't follow through on, and that's New Year's resolutions and new good habits that we want to try and get ingrained in the new year. I've been doing a lot of reading over the past 12 months about different strategies on how to create new good habits and how to keep them for a long time and build on them. And one of the best resources that I've found is a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I got that from the library. And so I just wanted to run through some of the key points of the book and some of the key points that I've learned over these past 12 months, things that I've been putting into my own routine that have really helped me out a lot, and things that you could probably put into your routine as well, extrapolate, and turn it into your own thing. Here's the points, check them out.
And searching for you wears me out, I am always tired.
So the first thing to really internalize when setting new habits is that habits should be centered around your identity and not around goals. What's the difference? Well, a habit that's set around a goal means that you're very results focused. It means that something like, I want to be able to bench press 50 kilograms. The issue with that is that often goals take longer to meet than what we think, or there's certain obstructions that get in the way that just means that we have to find new strategies in order to get to a similar result behind the goal. But it can become very demotivating along the way because we sort of stop ourselves from being able to enjoy the process because we're so focused on the goal. The other negative to being goal focused is that once you get to your goal, often you become demotivated and fall back into old habits because you don't have the goal to shoot for anymore. An identity habit, on the other hand, is a habit that is formed not around a task that you want to complete, but around an identity about who you are, a sense of your own personal identity. So a habit based around your identity, if a results habit is, I want to bench press 50 kilograms, an identity habit would be, I am the type of person who goes to the gym regularly and likes to take care of my health. Our self-identity is made when we cast small little votes through our actions about who we are as a person every single day. So if you don't identify as a dancer at all right now, but you went for 5 years and did dancing every single day, at the end of that 5 years you would identify far more as a dancer than you do now because you've stacked up all this evidence to say you are a dancer. And once we've internalized something as part of our identity, we hate cognitive dissonance. So we fight tooth and nail to kind of keep our identity in place. So if you go and dance every day for 5 years and you internalize within yourself that I am a dancer, then you're going to want to go to practice. It's not going to be a self-motivation thing because your pride and your experiences are invested in the fact that you're a dancer. The same goes for things that you would like to kick as a bad habit. Again, it seems like a small difference, but it's the difference between someone who's trying to give up smoking, being offered a cigarette and saying, oh no thank you, I'm trying to quit, or them saying, oh no thank you, I'm not a smoker. Because one person just doesn't identify with the habit at all. So their cravings are going to be much less than the person who still feels like they're trying to give up something, like they're lacking something from their day. Identity change, first step.
And I just can't look away.
Second, you want to make your new habit obvious. So if your habit is to practice your guitar scales every morning, you would want to make it really obvious by placing your guitar in the middle of your bedroom floor or in the middle of your lounge room floor, wherever you spend most of your time, so that you're constantly reminded, hey, I haven't done my guitar scales yet. This is as opposed to having your guitar kept somewhere in the spare room at the other end of the house, and then you never see it, and you're trying to remember to do your guitar scales every day, but it just falls by the wayside because there's not something reminding you of it every day when you walk through the living room. It'd be the same thing if you're trying to eat healthy, right? Take all of the healthiest foods in your house and put them in really obvious spots in your pantry, in your fridge. Put everything to do with your new healthy diet in really obvious places, and if you have junk food, try your best to hide it from where you're going to be when you're hungry.
And searching for you wears me out, I am always
Number 3,
tired.
make it attractive. To make your new habit attractive, one of the best ways that you can do it is to link something that you need to do, for example your new habit, with something that you want to do. So let's say that you wanted to try and practice gratitude on a daily basis, and another thing that you do at the moment is every time that you have your morning coffee you scroll through Instagram, because that's something that you want to do in the morning, and the thing that you need to do in this circumstance is you need to express more gratitude on a daily basis. So one thing that you can do is when you get your morning coffee, make the anchor in your mind, when I get the morning coffee, then When and then is very important in this sequence. So when I get my morning coffee, then I am going to write down or say out loud, if there's not too many people around or you're not embarrassed, say out loud one thing that I'm very grateful that happened yesterday. And once I've done that, I can scroll through Instagram. An example from my perspective might be when I wake up first thing in the morning, then I will go and practice my guitar scales. Once I've done that, I can Google news about the English Premier League or something, something like that, because I love to Google the English Premier League. Make it attractive. Number 4.
And I just can't look away.
This is one I always had real problems with. I would adopt a new habit and I had these great ambitions for what I was going to do with the habit, but in the end I always ended up giving it up because I made the habit too tricky for myself too quickly. I would say things like, I want to get better at piano, so I'm going to practice piano for an hour every day. And it's like, no. Looking back on it, that's such the wrong way to go about it, because you're not making it easy on yourself. You're committing a vast amount of time of your day to this thing that's brand new. If you're not someone who's in the habit of going to the gym, and then you decide that you're going to go to the gym a couple times a week, but you go and you're there for 2 hours every day and you absolutely crush yourself, you're not going to stick with it because you're using your willpower to try and stick to that new habit, and that's not the way to go with it. You need to change your identity rather than drain from your willpower well every day. So making a habit easy is kind of how it sounds. If you want to go to the gym, maybe you only go to the gym for 15 minutes or 10 minutes or even 5 minutes. Just walk in the door, hop on a treadmill, have a bit of a jog, and then go home, because you're still building the habit of showing up to the gym and getting in that habit of identifying yourself as somebody who goes to the gym. We can build on the workout later and make it longer later, but first we just need to identify as somebody who does the good thing. Another example might be if you want to head to a meat-free diet, it might be that your first step is that you eat vegetables with every single meal that you eat. So it's not a big change, it's a doable change. It's something that you can achieve whether you're eating at a restaurant, it's something you can achieve whether you're eating at home, and you still get to eat all the foods you enjoy, but it's just getting you to identify as somebody who eats vegetables with every meal. You can also prime your environment that you live in to help you in this. So for instance, say you want to go to the gym every day, one thing that you can do to make this habit easier is prepare your gym clothes the night before, so that then when you get out of bed in the morning, you know, all my clothes are there, I just need to put them on and go to the gym, as opposed to get up, oh, where's all my stuff? Or prepare the ingredients for the healthy breakfast that you want to eat the night before. Or meal prep is another great one that I started doing earlier this year, where you meal prep on the weekend and then you have healthy lunches ready for you every day and you just have to take them out of the fridge. Making your habits easy will make them so much easier to stick to, especially at the beginning. You can always build on them later, but start with changing your identity.
And searching for you wears me out, I am always tired.
Lastly, make your habits satisfying. There are 2 things that motivate us to continue a habit. The first one is the desire to change our state. So we all have a habit of drinking water, for instance. And the reason that we like to drink water is because we have chemicals in our brain that are released when we're thirsty, and we know that we can abate that feeling by going and drinking water. The second thing that helps us keep a good habit is to make it satisfying at the end. So our brain is constantly monitoring our day-to-day life, looking for things that make us feel good, because that's our brain's barometer for what's good for us. And every time that we do something that feels good, our brain goes, oh, what did I do there? Let's retrace the steps. Whatever we did there, it felt good, so we'll do that again. And so this is why so many bad habits that we have are immediately satisfying, and it's so hard to keep a lot of good habits, because immediately after we do them we don't feel some sort of satisfaction, because with something like going to the gym or learning to play a musical instrument, a lot of the progress that we see actually doesn't happen until months, maybe even years down the line. So one thing we can do is to have our desire for immediate pleasure work for us instead of against us. So we can have a long-term habit, but we follow it up at the end with some immediate satisfaction. So a great example that James Clear used in the book Atomic Habits is somebody who is trying to eat healthier and also has another habit that they're trying to save for a summer holiday overseas. So of course they're going through their day and they're getting tempted by unhealthy food at all these different restaurants, and it's really hard. But one way that they can help that process along is that every time that they decide not to purchase a lunch at some place or some junk food somewhere, and they stick to their diet, that money that they didn't spend on that lunch, they put it straight into their savings account for their summer holiday. So that's the delayed satisfaction of knowing that you're sticking to a healthier diet, and the immediate satisfaction of seeing money going into your holiday account, where you're probably going to have a great beach body because you've been sticking to your diet and you've been saving for your holiday. So those are my tips for how you can make the best habits for yourself in 2020. I'm going to be trying them out some more. I've been using them probably for the past 10 months or so, and it's been getting me really good results. I'm hoping it's going to keep giving me good results for the more ambitious habits I have next year. Let me know if you've read Atomic Habits or you've got other cool suggestions for how people can form good habits and stick to their targets for next year. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.
And I just can't look away. You're only a look away.
Patience is key, and remember to make your habits obvious, blah 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 blah. No.